If your Ford F-150, Explorer, Expedition, or Navigator is running the 3.5-liter EcoBoost and it has somewhere between 70,000 and 90,000 miles on it right now, there is something happening inside that engine that Ford's service department has not volunteered to tell you about. It may already be showing up as a rattle on cold mornings, 2 to 5 seconds, then gone. You noticed it, you told yourself it was nothing, and you backed out of the driveway. It may be showing up as a check engine light that comes and goes, or nothing at all. And then one morning, a repair quote arrives, between $2,500 and $10,000, depending on how far the damage has already gone. The flaw is documented in Ford's own technical bulletins. Going back to 2014, there was a coverage program. That program expired January 2023. There has never been a recall. If you are past that window, and most owners of these engines now are, this repair bill is yours entirely. Here is everything you need to know before it arrives. The 3.5-liter EcoBoost was Ford's answer to a real engineering problem. How do you build a truck engine that delivers V8 torque, passes federal fuel economy standards, and fits inside an F-150 hood? The answer was forced induction, 2 turbochargers on a V6 platform, less displacement under light load, V8 output under boost. The first generation went into the 2011 F-150. The press called it a revolution. It could tow 11,300 pounds and still return 22 miles per gallon on the highway. Ford sold it as the smart choice for the serious truck buyer. What the press materials did not address was what 2 turbochargers do to engine oil over 100,000 miles, and what degraded oil does to a timing system that was engineered with almost zero tolerance for lubrication failure. The 3.5 EcoBoost was designed to perform inside the warranty window. What happens after that window closes is written in repair orders at independent shops across the country and in the service bulletins Ford filed with the federal government and never told you existed. Here is exactly how this failure works. Follow this carefully, because understanding the mechanism is the difference between a $200 maintenance visit and a $10,000 engine repair. The 3.5 EcoBoost uses a variable camshaft timing system. 4 cam phasers, 1 per camshaft lobe bank, adjust valve timing based on engine load and RPM. They are hydraulically actuated. Oil pressure controls their position. Those cam phasers are driven by timing chains, 2 chains, 1 per cylinder bank. Each cam phaser contains a set of locking pins. Those pins engage under oil pressure to hold the phaser at a fixed timing position, at cold start, at idle, at low speed. When the engine is warm and under load, the pins release and the phasers move freely. Now, here is where the design works against itself. 2 turbochargers run at temperatures that a naturally aspirated engine of the same displacement never reaches. That heat transfers directly into the oil. Every time the engine works under boost, towing a trailer, climbing a grade, merging at highway speed, oil temperature spikes beyond what the change interval assumes. Turbo heat does not just warm oil, it degrades oil chemistry at an accelerated rate. It attacks viscosity. It breaks down the film strength that the timing components depend on for lubrication. Degraded oil cannot maintain adequate pressure at the cam phaser locking pins. Thin oil circulates through the timing chain oiling passages with less film strength than the guides and tensioners require. Over 70,000 to 90,000 miles of this, the timing chains stretch. Even a fraction of a millimeter of slack disrupts the cam-to-crank timing relationship. The engine control module detects the correlation error and stores a diagnostic code, P0016 on the left bank, P0017 on the right. And on cold mornings, after the engine has sat for 6 or more hours with the oil fully drained back into the pan, the stretched chains rattle against the guides for 2 to 5 seconds until oil pressure builds and the slack tightens. That is not a normal cold start sound. That is TSB 232143 happening on your driveway. Most owners hear that rattle for 6 to 12 months before they act. Every morning the chains stretch a fraction more. Every morning the cam lobe wear advances. And every morning the eventual repair cost climbs. The cold start rattle is not a quirk, it is a countdown. Here is the detail that changes the cost calculation entirely. The 3.5 EcoBoost's water pump is not mounted on the outside of the engine. It is not driven by a belt. Ford placed it inside the engine, driven directly by the timing chain, to solve a packaging problem created by the twin-turbo layout. When the timing chains stretch, the water pump loses efficiency. When the water pump fails, and failure rates climb significantly between 80,000 and 120,000 miles, coolant does not leak onto the driveway. It has nowhere external to go. It leaks into the engine oil. Coolant in the oil destroys bearing surfaces. It strips the lubrication film from every moving component in the bottom end. An engine running with coolant contamination for more than a few thousand miles does not need a timing chain repair. It needs a short block or full engine replacement. That is the difference between a $3,500 timing job and an $8,000 to $10,000 bill. One internal component, no external warning, no puddle under the truck, nothing visible under the hood until the damage is already done. That design decision is not your fault, but the repair cost is your responsibility. Ford documented this in their own filings. TSB 140194, filed with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration in 2014, addressed the P0016 cam correlation codes in EcoBoost engines. TSB 182305 addressed the cold start cam phaser rattle in 2017 to 2019 on F-150. TSB 232143, the current active bulletin, updated May 2023, confirms the condition is still occurring, identifies affected vehicles, and specifies the correct repair. Replace all 4 VCT cam phaser units along with the timing chains and guides. These documents are public record on the NHTSA website. Then came the response. In 2021, Ford launched Field Service Action 21B10, a PCM software reprogram for 2017 to 2019 F-150s with a 3.5 EcoBoost. The reprogram adjusted cold start cam phaser control parameters. It did not replace a single physical component. It did not touch the chains. It did not touch the phasers. It changed a calibration number in the software and sent owners home. For vehicles where the phasers had already begun to wear mechanically, the reprogram accomplished nothing except a temporary change in startup behavior. Ford then introduced Customer Satisfaction Program 2.1N03, covering cam phaser replacement for 2017 to 2020 F-150s, 2018 to 2020 Expeditions and Navigators, if the noise persisted after the PCM update. That program expired January 1st, 2023. If you own one of these vehicles and did not receive the phaser replacement before that date, Ford's current position is that the repair is no longer their obligation. No recall has been issued. Martinez versus Ford Motor Company, filed in the Northern District of California in 2025, alleges Ford knowingly concealed the defect. That case is still active in litigation. No recall, no active coverage. The repair lands on you. If this channel is putting information in front of you that your dealer never would, subscribe. This is what we do every week. Here is the protection plan. 4 steps, in priority order, starting with the one action that costs almost nothing and stops the failure chain at its origin. Step 1. Change the oil every 5,000 miles. Not 7,000, not 10,000. Ford's Intelligent Oil Life Monitor will allow intervals up to 10,000 miles under what it classifies as normal use. For any EcoBoost engine that tows regularly, drives in high temperatures, sits in stop-and-go traffic, or operates under any elevated load, normal use does not describe your operating conditions. Turbo heat degrades oil at a rate the monitor is not calibrated to detect. Use full synthetic. Change it at 5,000 miles regardless of what the monitor reads. This is the single most effective and least expensive preventive action available for this engine. Degraded oil is the first link in the entire failure chain. Interrupt it here and the chain does not start. Step 2. Clean or replace the VCT solenoids at 60,000 miles. The VCT solenoids, 2 per cylinder bank located at the front of the cylinder heads, are the valves that control oil flow to the cam phaser locking pins. Sludge and varnish accumulation in the solenoid screens restricts that flow, drops phaser oil pressure, and accelerates locking pin wear. Cleaning the solenoids with carburetor cleaner costs under $20 in supplies and takes under 2 hours with basic hand tools. Replacement solenoids run $50 to $100 each. Replacing all 4 at 60,000 miles costs $200 to $400 in parts. Compare that number to a full cam phaser replacement, $2,500 to $4,500 at an independent shop. $3,000 or more at a dealership. The solenoid cleaning is not optional maintenance. It is the maintenance that prevents the major repair. Step 3. Act immediately on the cold start rattle. 2 to 5 seconds of ticking after a cold soak of 6 or more hours is the physical sign of what TSB 232143 documents. The moment that rattle becomes consistent, not occasional consistent, pull the OBD2 codes. P0016 or P0017 confirms the timing correlation error. At that point, the correct repair is a complete timing kit, chains, guides, tensioners, and all 4 cam phasers. At an independent shop, $2,500 to $4,000. The parts kit runs $500 to $1,000. Labor is 15 to 25 hours depending on the shop. Do this repair before the water pump fails. The timing job that catches the internal pump before it fails costs $3,500. The timing job that opens an engine already contaminated with coolant in the oil costs $8,000 to $10,000. The window between those two numbers is the morning rattle you have been waiting out on the way to work. Step 4. Run an oil analysis every 20,000 miles. Blackstone Laboratories Oil Analysis, $35 per test. It detects coolant contamination, elevated wear metals, and oil degradation chemistry that no visual check can find. Catching coolant in the oil before it appears as a milky film under the oil cap, before it becomes visible in the reservoir, is the difference between a timing repair and a short block replacement, $35 versus $10,000. That arithmetic should not need further explanation. Here's what this comes down to. Ford built the 3.5 EcoBoost to produce impressive numbers on a test cycle and deliver performance during the window when the warranty protects them. 2 turbochargers on a V6 generate the horsepower figures that sell trucks. They also generate the thermal load that destroys oil, stretches chains, wears phasers, and eventually reaches the water pump sitting inside the engine where you cannot see it failing. The failure was documented in 2014. The coverage program ran from 2021 to January 2023. The vehicles most affected by this failure, the ones approaching 80,000 to 100,000 miles right now, are the ones that missed that program or were never told it existed. No recall has been issued. The litigation filed in 2025 is working through the courts. What you can control is this: change the oil every 5,000 miles, clean the VCT solenoids at 60,000, act on the rattle the morning you first hear it consistently, run an oil analysis every 20,000 miles. That protocol costs under $500 over the life of a high-mileage engine. The repair it prevents starts at $3,500 and ends at $10,000. Ford published every piece of this in their own documentation. The only thing missing was someone putting it directly in front of you. Subscribe. We are not finished with Ford.